Hey guys, it's your favorite Dinobot here, and today we're back with another horrific truth. We have Omni-Man versus the Powerpuff Girls. Since the Invincible community has been actually very buck wild lately, and yeah, I think it's time we put them in their place and hit them with a horrendous truth here that Omni-Man would actually get curb stomped by the Powerpuff Girls. Now I know what y'all gonna say, but what about Invincible War? What about the Supreme crossover and stuff like that? And what about Omnipotence? Now, let's go over that whole Omnipotence scaling, right? This is when Dinosaurus, a dude that scales to Mark, bites off the head of Omnipotence. Omnipotence is a being that was able to absorb all the matter within his universe. However, we don't know how he was able to do this. All right. I mean, sure, he has overpowered energy exhaustion capabilities, but I think the thing is here, he's very what's the word? Inconsistent with his power-ups, and even he states that himself that he fluctuates in power from time to time, meaning that he can be strong at one point and then he could be weaker at another point. And then we also have people using the Invincible War to also scale Omni-Man above all these marks here that are finding characters like Spawn, Pit, and the Darkness and Witchblade, which again I don't think is applicable here. We're talking about characters that can go toe-to-toe with Marvel beings like Hulk, Gladiator, stuff of that caliber and stuff here. And again, it's not the consistent part of Invincible here. We don't even know if these crossovers even count as canon for the Invincible comic. Even if we use them, I don't even think it gets Omni-Man that high into the universal spectrum. I've seen people state that he gets into like the fourth dimensional spectrum of universal, which I don't even think that would be applicable, because again, he doesn't scale to even the other characters that have higher universal level feats, characters like Spawn that can open dimensional wormholes to heaven and hell and stuff like that. And again, characters like Supreme, who can lift the weight of an entire universe, or are stronger than beings that can lift the weight of the entire universe. Plus, it's not consistent with Invincible to have this universal power level, because here's the thing, right? How are you a universal being, but what's the word I'm looking for? You die to planetary explosions, or you're consistently getting knocked out by planetary entities, You might say, oh, well, attack potency and durability are very different things here. Okay, then that means you're not durable enough to actually hang with beings that can actually have universal level of durability. Plus, you also have the Powerpuff Girls crossing over with beings like Ben 10 and stuff like that, and even scaling to his aliens, which have a much more, I guess you could say, respectable, if not a much more consistent level of durability feats in the universal margin. And considering the fact that Omni-Man, Mark, and Invincible barely get strong enough to destroy a planet by themselves here, to the point where Mark, who is stronger than Omni-Man at this point, as he was able to actually go toe-to-toe with Thrag and actually beat him here, was going to die because the sun was actually ripping his body to shreds. Yeah, if I had to pick the consistent end, I would definitely say that Invincible is in the planetary margin. I think that's very consistent here. However, with the Omnipotence scaling, you could possibly argue the lower ends of Universal. It's not consistent, and it's a high ball apparently. And I can agree about it. I can actually see why, because again, the Universal stuff isn't consistent with the Invincible verse in general. But again, if we do give Omni-Man that benefit of the doubt, the girls would also pretty much have it, as they scale to a much higher domain in the universal spectrum. But again, let's talk about the Powerpuff Girls, Blossom, Bubbles, and Buttercup. Some people I've never thought I actually would scale here on this channel. Now, the girls easily scale to each other, with obviously some of them having their, trademark abilities a bit higher than the others. Bubbles should be faster, Blossom is obviously the smarter one, and then Buttercup should be the stronger one. But again, the scaling difference from each other isn't very, it's not very big. you know? So to start off, Blossom was able to destroy a meteor that was going to destroy the planet. And it was a meteor shower as well. So Blossom actually goes up there and starts whacking all these meteors like they're nothing, like just punching them and stuff here. Keep in mind, she's in space for little over than, I think, probably like just a couple minutes and stuff here. And, you know, when she gets to the bigger meteor, the world killer itself here, she goes after it, is able to catch it, and then she actually freezes it. So she uses her ice breath here to freeze a flaming meteor that's going at enough speed and enough force to destroy the planet Earth. And again, she simply freezes it, and it kind of stops her right there. But then she decides to aim for a point on the meteor so that it could shatter into equal amount of pieces. And well, yeah, so she was able to destroy it. She was able to prevent a planet-stopping, or at least a planet-busting meteor from hitting Earth. Then you have Bubbles, who's easily the fastest of the group here, where she was able to race email around the entire planet in 5 seconds. Keep in mind, it takes email 7 seconds to race around the entire globe. And Bubbles and him were going around the planet at such speeds that they were switching animal pallets. When they ran through the desert, they were picking up dust clouds, and they actually made a canyon and then I think a desert cat at the same time. You guys are going to see in a couple minutes, but yeah, they were able to make sand sculptures with ease here. It's actually quite interesting. Then again, they went through the Great Wall of China, and again, they're going around the world here. And as Email, you know, tries to get the upper hand on Bubbles, Bubbles beats him within 5 seconds. Yeah, so someone who takes 7 seconds to get around the globe got beat by a child who can actually do it in, what's it called, 5 seconds, right? So, yeah, this will put them, and plus, you know, them moving in space and tough, and Blossom being able to circle the entire globe when fighting Big America over here. And she was able to hit the atmosphere within 7 seconds. So again, these guys are also massively faster than light, and yeah, they all scale to each other. And again, Bubbles could be the slightly faster one of the group, just as, you know, Buttercup is the slightly stronger one of the group. And again, they're also consistently, mind you, busting up planetary meteors. But wait, it gets better. It gets a lot higher here. So this is him, right? The probably one of the biggest representations of the lettuce, bacon, and tomato sandwich group here. And they are able, or sorry, him is able to basically shoot away the entire sun during a conversation with Mojo Jojo. Like, he stops it and then just tells it to, like, go away. You guys saw that, right? So he's able to move the sun away from Earth itself here. Now, it's never blatantly stated where this dimension came from, but we know him is like the ruler of this dimension. So it is very possible that he is the creator of this dimension on top of it. And then you also have things like him being able to cause Saturn to spin so fast that it not only sliced through the moon, but it was coming to slice through Earth. And again, the girls scaled to this reality warping, you know, narrative or fiction viewing being here. Again, he sees the girls as like fiction to him, and they're able to fight him. And I mean, even when they fuse together to fight a much stronger version of, well, him here, yeah, they're still able to do a decent amount of damage here. Oh, and let's not forget the time they were able to repel an entire solar flare. Or I think a supernova, as a matter of fact here. So they were able to repel this, which would put them at a solar system level, right? And then again, they all scale to each other. So they're able to repel supernovas, able to fight against beings that can create their own universes as well, and being able to flex off and push away the sun, even doing it themselves here. So, with that being said here, the consistent end for the Powerpuff Girls is the solar system margin, by the way. And they're a lot higher than Omni-Man's more consistent end, which is in the planetary. And even if we go to their universal margins, the girls would obviously have a much higher point of scaling, with him being able to create a dimension that is able to view even aspects of the real world as sort of fiction to him. So, yeah, I think it's kind of funny how we actually don't put these girls in a lot of fights here, especially against characters that we think are just massively cooler than they are, right? So, if we do the same thing here for characters like Homelander, Omni-Man, Batman, and etc., it makes me wonder the actual legitimacy these fandoms actually have when it comes to the versus debate community. Just because your character is a lot cooler doesn't mean that they're beating a large portion or a large majority of the characters that are from outside of their verse. Because let's be real here, the invincible characters have trash durability compared to a lot of characters outside their verse. All you have to do is be stronger or have one clear advantage over someone, and it's GG. But anyway, that's going to be all today, guys. Please comment down below, like and subscribe and share with your friends. And I'll see you guys later for another video. Peace.